Welcome to Audiobook Summary Channel, your guide to unlocking the wisdom within the world's most transformative books. Today, we're diving into the brilliant mind of a woman who has shaped primetime television for over 2 decades, creating some of the most iconic, powerful, and addictive shows in history. Yet, despite her towering professional success, she lived a life largely hidden, saying no to almost everything that pulled her out of her comfort zone. We're talking about Shonda Rhimes' refreshingly honest, hilarious, and deeply insightful memoir, Year of Yes: How to Dance It Out, Stand in the Sun and Be Your Own Person. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, trapped by your own introversion, or simply needed a push to step into your full potential, prepare to discover how one simple word can utterly transform your life. Shonda Rhimes, the creative force behind hit shows like Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder, is a master storyteller. But for a long time, her own story outside the writer's room was one of quiet avoidance. Despite her global fame and monumental achievements, Rhimes describes herself as fundamentally introverted, uncomfortable in the spotlight, and prone to saying no to nearly every invitation that stretched her beyond her work and family life. From awards shows to interviews, from social gatherings to even playing with her own children, her default answer was no. She was the ultimate behind-the-scenes powerhouse, preferring the controlled chaos of her office to the unpredictable nature of human interaction. She recounts being lauded as a genius and a titan, yet feeling profoundly disconnected from the accolades and the public persona that came with her success. She was a workaholic, finding comfort and identity in the relentless grind, but simultaneously feeling a subtle discontent, a sense of living life through a filter, always holding back. She wasn't just saying no to external opportunities, she was saying no to the person she could become. The catalyst for her profound transformation came, as it often does, from a seemingly small, yet deeply impactful moment. It was Thanksgiving, and her older sister noticed Shonda turning down an invitation from her eldest daughter to play. "You never say yes to anything," her sister remarked, a simple observation that landed like a thunderbolt. In that moment, the truth of her sister's words hit hard. Shonda realized that she was indeed shutting herself off, not just from new experiences, but from the fullness of her own life and even the joy of her children. Stung by the realization that she was a no person, Rhimes, in a flash of uncharacteristic determination, decided to undertake an experiment. For 1 year, she would say yes to everything that scared her. This wasn't about agreeing to every single request, big or small. It was about consciously saying yes to opportunities that ignited her fear, pushed her out of her comfort zone, and that she would have previously, automatically, said no to. It was a commitment to face her fears head-on, to lean into discomfort, and to see where that bold commitment would lead. She dubbed it, simply, the Year of Yes. The Year of Yes was far from easy. Rhimes candidly shares the excruciating awkwardness, the stomach-churning anxiety, and the intense desire to retreat into her familiar no cave. One of the first major yeses was to public speaking. For a writer who preferred to let her characters do the talking, this was terrifying. She describes the physical manifestations of her fear, the sweating, the shaking, the internal panic. Yet, each time she pushed through, she experienced a subtle shift. The fear didn't disappear entirely, but its grip lessened, and a new sense of accomplishment, even exhilaration, began to take its place. She realized that the fear was often worse than the actual experience. She also started saying yes to interviews and personal appearances, occasions she had previously dreaded. What she discovered was the power of authentic connection. By allowing herself to be seen, even imperfectly, she started to connect with people on a deeper level, transforming dreaded obligations into surprisingly fulfilling interactions. She learned to embrace compliments, a surprisingly difficult task for many high achievers who are used to deflecting praise. She realized that by deflecting, she was rejecting the giver's kindness and reinforcing her own sense of unworthiness. Learning to simply say, "Thank you," was a revelation. Crucially, yes also extended to her personal life. She committed to saying yes when her children asked her to play, to be present, to dance, to truly engage in their joy. This seemingly small shift had a profound impact, deepening her relationship with her daughters and bringing more spontaneous joy into her home. It showed her that presence, not just provision, was the true gift. Through this grueling yet rewarding year, Rhimes unearthed several profound lessons that redefined her understanding of success, happiness, and her own identity. First, she realized that fear is often the gatekeeper to growth. The things we are most afraid to do are often the very things that will liberate us and propel us forward. By consistently pushing through her fear, she discovered that fear itself wasn't an impenetrable wall, but a challenge to be overcome, a signal that she was on the verge of something new and important. She learned that courage isn't the absence of fear, but taking action despite it. Second, she gained a deeper appreciation for authentic connection. By opening herself up to others, even strangers, she found unexpected moments of shared humanity. She understood that vulnerability, while terrifying, is the pathway to true intimacy and belonging. She began to see the value in showing up as her full, imperfect self, rather than a carefully curated persona. Third, the year of yes forced her to redefine self-care. For so long, her self-care had been about avoidance and retreating into work. But by saying yes to living, she learned the importance of saying yes to truly nurturing herself. This meant prioritizing rest, engaging in activities that brought her joy, and listening to her body's needs. It challenged the pervasive workaholic mentality, suggesting that constant grind isn't sustainable or truly productive. She discovered that being fully present and joyful could make her work even better. Fourth, she confronted her own preconceived notions about what a successful woman should be. She challenged the idea of having it all, the perfect career, the perfect family, the perfect body, and instead focused on finding joy and meaning in her authentic, messy reality. She learned that standing in her own truth was the ultimate form of self-love and leadership. She didn't need to fit into someone else's box. She needed to own her own. The impact of the Year of Yes on Shonda Rhimes' life was nothing short of transformative. She didn't magically become an extrovert, but she became more comfortable in her own skin, more present in her life, and more courageous in her choices. She describes how the act of saying yes built a muscle, a habit of courage that extended into every area of her life. She became a more engaged mother, a more connected friend, and an even more dynamic leader. The anxieties that had once plagued her didn't disappear entirely, but they no longer dictated her actions. She learned to dance it out through fear, to stand in the sun and receive the good things in life, and most importantly, to be her own person unapologetically. The book is not a simplistic prescription. Rhimes is clear that life is messy, and a year of yes won't solve everything. There are still bad days, moments of doubt, and unexpected challenges. But what the year of yes provided was a framework for living with intentionality and courage. It showed her that discomfort is often a sign of growth, and that true freedom comes from stepping into the unknown. It's a testament to the idea that massive personal transformation can be ignited by a single, simple, conscious choice. The choice to say yes when your default is no. It's an invitation to all of us to examine our own automatic no's. Are we saying no to opportunities, connections, or joys because of fear, habit, or a limiting self-perception? Rhymes's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the only thing standing between us and the life we truly want is one little word and the courage to change it. In conclusion, Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes is more than just a celebrity memoir. It's a profound exploration of personal growth, the power of vulnerability, and the courage it takes to live an authentic life. Through her candid, often humorous recounting of her year-long experiment, Rhimes demonstrates how saying yes to discomfort, to fear, and to unexpected opportunities can dismantle self-imposed limitations and unlock profound joy and connection. This book is a rallying cry to step out of your comfort zone, embrace authentic living, and ultimately, claim space for who you are, boldly and unapologetically. It's an inspiring call to dance your way through fear, stand fully in your own light, and become the most vibrant version of yourself.